Hello, my name's Jupiter Hadley, and today we're doing another version of Jupi Plays All the Games, this time with the Sugar, Sweets, and Jam. This is a game jam based around making games that included queer relationships as well as sugar and sweet things, so pastries and the like. I'm playing all of the games that were into this jam for about a minute each. Links to the individual games will be in the description if you want to check them out. All my info will also be in the description so you can check me out. And thank you very much for liking and commenting. Next. We're playing From Salt to Sugar. Groggy and drowsy, Haruka slowly shoved her little sister off her body, sat up and proceeded to yawn and stretch. She gave a deep sigh. Yomi, how many times do I have to tell you, don't jump on me when I'm sleeping? But you should get ready soon or else you're going to be late. Haruka looked at the time and realized that her sister was right. Reluctantly, she gave in, got up to get ready. It was her first day after all, and that meant she had to set a good impression. The sun shone brightly through the kitchen window, illuminating the meal that was waiting for her on the kitchen table. Haruka quickly chowed down on the delicious meal that her mother prepared and dashed out the door. Thanks for the meal, and out she went. As she walked down the road, she saw her best friend, Cathy, up ahead and called out to her. Cathy! Cathy stopped and turned around to find Haruka running full speed at her. Oh, Haruka, good morning. Oof. I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher these names. Cathy. Yeah. Do you have the cake for breakfast this morning? Did you have cake for breakfast this morning? You seem to be in high spirits. Nuh-uh, just my usual self. Of course, we're finally in high school, Cathy. We all know life gets spicier when high school starts. Right. Anyway, how's the cake decorating going? Gotten any better at it? Somewhat. I think I'm improving by the day, though, compared to when I started back then. I guess it comes naturally to you since your parents own a cake shop. Must be nice always having cake for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Don't forget desserts, too. Just be careful not to let all those fattening ingredients take the better of you. You wouldn't want to go on a diet, would you? I don't get fat. Right. Jeez. The entrance is crowded with new students and old students. The freshmen were visibly nervous as the upper class bombarded them with club flyers and advertisements. Haruka and Cathy managed to sneak past the commotion, but of course without a couple of loud club members forcing papers on them as well. By the time they got to the doors, they were almost out of breath from all the bustling. Is it always like that on the first day? Jeez. And at that moment, as she glanced around, she saw a familiar face. Could it be? But then, Haruka was dragged away before she could get a closer look for confirmation. Let's hurry and find our homerooms before the bell rings. Don't want to be late for class on the first day, right? So who did she see? This looks like a really interesting little game. I love the graphics, they're super, super cute. And the sweets come because she works at a bakery or owns a bakery, her family owns a bakery. So it seems quite nice. But I have to say, next. We're playing Rosewater DEMO. This looks quite beautiful. Fucking mornings. Should have brought your shades. So I just had to correct the sound. The sunlight is gathering in the corners and nooks of Inverlochie Lane. Everywhere around you, merchants and tinkers and engineers of all stripes hurry past in a flurry of uniforms, shoulder bags, and rucksacks in tow. Most are headed to the university, the sprawling edifice in the center of the town of Rosewater, but some accompany little shops in the lower levels of the three-story row houses that line the street. Brass pocket watches flash out of waistcoat pockets, and newspapers snap open and fold closed all around you. Newspapers, that's what you're looking for today. The job bulletin is unlikely to have anything you're qualified for, but you suppose there's no harm in looking. If there's anything good, you can get an application in by the end of the day. This would be easier if you just had a subscription like everyone else. You'll have to find another way to get one. Just ahead of you is a reusable materials unit. There might be one discarded in there, or you could just snatch one out of some unsuspecting professor's stack. Looking furtively around, you dash up to the unit and peek inside. Aha, a somewhat damp and smelly newspaper is right on top, and you can see it's today's. You quickly grab it. Leaning against the wall in front of your flat, you shake out the paper gently. Front page is smudged slightly, but the headline is mostly legible. Underground coven exposed. In the early hours of the morning today, the Office for the Containment of Irrational Physics took a coven of 5 alleged witches into custody. Dr. Katarine Dassine of the OCIP reports the accused have been detained and their illegal instruments have been secured in safety facility. All immediate threat to the public has been eliminated. At this point, the OCIP are declining to reveal identifying information about the accused or further details on the nature of their false practices. For more on proposed amendments to the legislation on the containment of irrational physics, please turn to page 16. Hexes, another bust? That's the third case you recall seeing this year. These supposed witches are never actually accused of doing anything wrong, other than being able to manipulate matter in a way that best physicists at the university can't explain. You make a note to talk to Hansel about it later and flip through the pages of the paper to the very last page. Just as a thought, the job bulletin is short this time of year, and half of the page is taken up with an advertisement for Clarence Clairley's all-purpose tonic. Bollocks. If that's not magical proclamation, what is? You scan the ads carefully for the key phrases no experience requires, training on site, and perfect for student. A few stand out. Student summer interns wanted, no experience required. Hands Mint Laboratories looking for healthy young individuals to test cultivated potions and elixirs, to be paid upon successful completion of the trial. Some side effects may occur. Applying physician presumably consult any side effects. Maybe not that desperate. Summer babysitting for 2 young but exceptionally gifted children required, no experience necessary, but must have up-to-date CPR and emergency medical intervention certificate. Compensation based on quality of work as rates by the children at the end of the day questionnaires. Courses pay TB by kids. No, thank you. Rather starve than rule this smelly, screaming tyrants. Damn, this isn't looking good. Oh, wait a minute. Bakery assistant wanted. Relaxed work environment, delicious treats to bring home at the end of the day. Must be kind and open-minded. That sounds great. No mention of required credentials. That's encouraging, but is this payment only in pastries? Is it possible to live off pastries? Maybe the landlord will take rent and cookies? Reading the fine print at the bottom of the ad, you search for contact info. Please inquire at the yellow cart at the corner of Iverlochy and Maine between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. daily. This sounds like a promising job. The graphics in this are really quite lovely. This is only a demo, but it seems really well written and everything. Next. We're playing Cathy's Cafe. Alright. Hi, hun. Welcome to my humble cafe, a fashionable and safe place where everyone is true to itself and express as they want. This is your first day here, so I'm going to explain you some things. Listen carefully because I hate to repeat myself. Your work here is to match 3 or more cookies. Move the spatula with the arrow. Come on, give it a try. Alright? Cookies are like changing color. I did it. Press Z to pick up cookies and X to release them. Match 3 or more for it to be perfect. Alright, so like that's 3. That's 3 right there. The more orders you complete, the more money I earn. If my business works, it will be better for you too. You understand? On some occasions, the customer will make a particular order. You must attend to what people say. Alright, try it with me. There we go. Well done, sweet. It's very important to give an excellent service to our customers, so you must be very careful with the orders. Alright. Don't get stressed if the orders accumulate. You can die. You can't die in this game. Life is hard the way it is, hun. Oh, and one thing, don't forget that we close at 8 p.m. I want this empty and clean when we close. Oh. Sorry. I'm very sorry for being late. Don't worry, I just finished reading this book. Alright? What were you reading? So you want 3 gingerbread. There you go. Equal rights ratchet, you remember? Yeah, cookies. Totally, it was a book I gave you. Get some cookies. Yes, look how it is. I'm waiting for orders. Maybe I should just eat cookies anyway or something. Don't worry about that, I really like this book. There's a long story behind it. You want 4 We're playing SugarStellar. SugarStellar has been forgotten by almost everyone. The display technology resembles early 80s Atari vector graphic games. The music plays off cassette tapes inside the cabinet. Only 59 SugarStellar cabinets were ever made, but introducing our SugarStellar emulator. Controls. Press space to continue when the game is waiting for you. During space flight, press space with the up arrow to thrust, turn left and right, press space to start. Okay. This is cool. Alice. Anyone can 3D print bid biscuits, but no printer can match the 4D of my chocolate chip cupcakes. Delicious, delectable, decadent, and darn good. And order sweet. The customer's on the other side of the asteroid belt, but delivery is a piece of cake in my sugar-powered chip. Get ready to fly Alice's delivery ship from her space station to her new customer. The distance meter will guide you there. Avoid all contact with asteroids. Okay. Alright, I just have to deliver stuff and not hit anything. If only we could run things on sugar nowadays. Oh, now we need to go this way-ish. Now he's crying over spilled milk and cookies. Alright, so I guess it's more like this way. It's so hard. We need breaks. This way, maybe. Oh, the wrong way again. So did we go past it or something? Ah, darn. I like how everything's like vector graphics. Next, we're playing Princess D, Terrible Times in the Kingdom of Sugar. Look at that. Oh, let's see. Acts 1 to 2. An old-fashioned choose-your-own text game made by one person. This version is only a demo / proof of concept and is thus a more economical, lightweight build. You, Princess D of D Kingdom, have an important diplomatic mission tomorrow morning that could decide not only the fate of your kingdom, but of yourself. Perhaps you will find love, or perhaps not. Perhaps it is best you prepare up by brushing up on some light reading. Rules and Important Lessons for a Pretty Princess by Darla E. Rose. A must-read for the first-time princesses. What Am I Playing and How Did I Get Here by Darla E. Rose. A recommended read for the first-time princess. This game is a proof of concept / demo, and so this book is stuck to the shelf. Okay. Let's read rules. For the love of the gods, please do not clear your browser cookies if you're saving, and you do not want to start over. Save at certain points. Okay, so this is just rules for the game. That's probably fine. Alright. Oh, that's fine. Okay. The book will not budge, but as you try to pull it off the shelf, your body tingles. You feel like you have to use the chamber pot. You may taste plaid, and for some reason you can't recall a year's worth of your life. That shouldn't be a problem, you hope. Oh, we went back here. What? As a princess, you have many roles: ambassador, hostess, spiritual leader, and first and foremost, diplomat. Of course, you're lucky your kingdom is peaceful. There is one thing you must know beyond this. You can take time to persuade your faith, your gifts, or not. Hopefully get a chance to redeem yourself from the truly terrible mistakes. Hopefully. Diplomat, this is a game with no visible scores, where you have to predict the unpredictable and pray that you get to live another day. Of course, you're lucky your kingdom is peaceful, but to some that is a stagnation. All you can do is what's best or what you want. Let's hope those are the same. You can use your gifts or not. Each has consequences. Alright, so these rules. And then you just go back. I don't know, there doesn't seem to be quite much to do. Sorry, I keep scrolling the page. I like this little picture that they took of a little drawing and everything. That's quite cool. Next. We're playing Stickypop. Alright. She looks quite cute. Sleep under a little tree. Stickypop. press up to interact and F to continue, P to pause, space, and space. Look at her head, kind of like with her little bows on the side. Looks like a bit of candy. Warning, magical teleportation pit ahead. Be careful. We made it. What are these little gumdrops or little chocolatey squishy things? They flan. Chocolate on top. Ah, I kind of failed at jumping. Alright. The common caramel pudding have few natural predators. They prefer to stay in one place most of the year until mating season. Those must have been what I was just on, the caramel pudding creatures. Very private caramel pudding ahead. Please do not disturb. Okay. Didn't disturb it, just jumped on its head. No big deal. I always expect her jump to be just a bit more than it is. So far, so good. Pink cotton candy tree. Blue rock candy cave. Well, I fell asleep in the tree, so I must want to go to the rock candy cave. What's that? Is that like a gummy worm? Aw. I love how all the creatures are different candies. It's very cute. Next, we're playing the Twine Milkshakes and Mushy dates. This is a very short story about a blind date, a malt shop, and a robot. This is the first story I've ever published online, so I hope you enjoy it. Susie's Magical Malt Shop. My grandmother used to love malt milkshakes. It's like my memory of my grandma is always wanting them. You let out a deep sigh as you stare out the neon lights of the shop entrance. You really don't want to be here. A date that your mom set up? Come on. How in blue blazes is that going to work out? Your mother has never been one to stay out of your business, and ever since you showed up at the Christmas party, dateless, her new favorite thing to do is try to help you with your non-existent love life. Despite your protests, she insists on helping you. No daughter of hers is going to be girlfriendless, and she just knows that with her help, you'll be able to find a suitable bachelorette that fits your taste. Yet, despite her enthusiasm on the matter, she seemed to be doing more harm than good. You still remember the last date your mother set you up on. A shiver runs down your spine. You will never be allowed back to the Chef Petrie's 5-star dining experience, cafe and grill. Try saying that 5 times fast without gasping for air. Ever again. You can still remember the smell of burnt tablecloth and charred silverware. What kind of mother sets you up on a date with a pyromaniac? What kind? You sigh again. The memory of the event doesn't exactly leave you with high expectations of this one. Maybe she didn't know? You take a deep breath and try to steel your nerves. Hopefully you can get through this date unscarred. Having composed yourself, you enter the shop. The little bell on the door gives a light-hearted ring, alerting the bartender to your entrance. Welcome, says the cheery voice from behind the counter. Take a seat at the bar if you'd like, the bartender says, gesturing to the stool in front of her. You nod quickly and took a seat as you look around the shop. The decor makes you feel as though you've traveled back in time. The bright red upholstery gives a sharp contrast to the white walls and checkered floor. You admire the old-timey menu plastered above you and the records lining the wall. It really feels like you've teleported back to the 1940s. Bobby Darin's Dream Lover plays on the jukebox. You wonder briefly how the shop owner managed to get such an antique, adding to the effect, as did the Route 66 road sign perched above the bathrooms. The only thing that would indicate this is not 1940, but instead 2130, is the robot bartender behind the counter wearing a very pretty bright pink poodle skirt and ruffled white top. The screen on the robot's face flashes a smiling emoticon at you, and her voice trickles through the speaker on her neck. Hello and welcome to Susie's Magical Malt Shop. My name is Robin, and I am your bartender for today. What would you like to order, unless there's something else I can help you with? Actually, I'm just waiting for my date to arrive. You want to get this thing over as fast as you can. Robin nods her head. Would you like me to inform you if your date gets here? Sure, I guess. Could you describe their appearance for me? Robin asks, cocking her head to the side. Oh, I actually don't know what they look like. It's sort of a blind date type thing. Robin's screen change displays several dots indicating that she's thinking. Ah, I see. That makes things a bit more difficult. If you don't know what they look like, they may have already arrived. Would you like me to ask around for them? No, thank you. I wouldn't want to waste your time. I'm sure I can find them on my own. So this seems quite interesting. I like futuristic stuff that's still a throwback to like modern, well, I guess not even modern, a long time ago. I like the idea of being at like a classical malt shop. Seems quite interesting. Maybe this blind date won't go too badly. There's 3 different endings, so there's probably a bad one there. Next. We're playing Sweets for Sweeting. Well met, Makida. Hail and welcome. On this Saint Valens days, you seek to be close to your true love, Lysandra. A moment, an angry Cyclops has invaded the village, and his boars are wreaking havoc. Meanwhile, your fellow valiant heroes are requesting your help to woo their sweethearts. Help all of your compatriots by bringing them the sweets they ask for. Defeat the Cyclops and obtain the key to gain entrance to the inn where Lysandra waits. And bring her 50 sweets as a token of your love. Can you do it? I want to meet my love. Alright. Moving and shooting. Got it. Oh, look at this guy. There's sweets everywhere. Alright, I gotta bring everyone sweets, so I want to get plenty of them. Alright, killed the boar, which is good. I think we need to wait for the platform. Oh, there's way more sweets down here as well. There's sweets everywhere. Oh, we can't jump up through that, so. Oh, some sweets are there. I don't know which way to really go. Just want to collect everything. Alright, so there's a person here. Thank you so much. You are a friend to love this day. So did you take like some of my sweets? Okay. Happy to have helped. Don't worry, I'll get more sweets for my friends because apparently they require tons. Oh. Boar. It's quite the cute little game. Oh, and I died. When you die, you lose all your sweets. Ah, the boar follows you as well. Alright. Nice. Next. We're playing SugarBall. Just a side note, yes, I'm aware it says activate Windows. I'm working on it. You're in your bed, sound asleep. Suddenly, someone shakes you awake. It's your best friend, Elliot, hovering over you. Elliot, you scream. What the bloody hell are you doing here? Well, I just happened to be in the neighborhood, and I wanted to see how my favorite lesbian was doing. What do you want? You ask curtly. Well, I was asked to give this to you. He throws an envelope at you. It's got a red wax seal on it. It's made out of tea-stained lined paper. Fancy. What's this, you ask? After all, you demand to know why he woke you up so early? Elliot rolls his eyes and scoffs. Only an invitation to the biggest dance ball of the year. You mumble and try to get the sleepy crust from your eyes. A what? Elliot then proceeds to pull you out of bed. Honestly, Darcy, you can be so unsufferable sometimes. Now let's get you a date for that ball. Yes, Darcy, we need to find you a date for the ball. Greeting, my fellow player, and welcome to the game, the SugarBall. A fabulous dating sim where you, my dear player, take the role of Darcy and find a date for the most important ball of the year. Beware, my dear player, and choose wisely. Now enough banter. Onwards to the coffee house to find your date. You're sitting in a plush velveteen chair, drinking a cup of your favorite cafe drink. You sigh and look down at the invitation that Elliot gave you. It almost seems hopeless. Nearly all eligible nobles are already taken. You let your eyes scan across the bustling cafe where all of a sudden 3 feminine figures catch your attention. You see Lady Vladimir, Lady Ashcombe, and Lady Manchester. I think I'd rather sit and drink my coffee. Let's try Manchester. Why, good afternoon, you proudly promenade your way over to her. She laughs. Afternoon, my liege. She curtsies in your direction. You glance down at the delicate floral teacup in her hands to try and to decipher what she's drinking. Is that a latte? You wrinkle... Cappuccino, foam tea, hot cocoa. Do foam tea. You wrinkle your nose before you let your eyes trail upwards until you realize her eyes are meeting yours. Are you meeting someone, you ask, trying best not to redness forming in your cheeks. Not to notice the redness forming in your cheeks. She sighs. No, her voice trails off. Would you mind joining me? Why, of course. You two head over to the nearby cafe table. Well, that was easy. We'll make her fall in love and we'll go to the ball. Next. We're playing Lost Cookie. The dessert table was set. Star and Lo got separated. Help Star find her love by making her way across the table. Okay. There we go. That's quite cute, that little animation of the star, like, turning colors. It's safe to say I really love colorful stars. Boom. I like how our player also, like, becomes a bit happier almost, smiles a bit differently. Yeah. Finding their way through cupcakes and through other stars. It's a little bit hard to play because if you switch keys too fast, it freezes up. So like if I'm pushing the up key and then I don't fully let go of the up key before hitting the left arrow, it kind of messes up. Next. That last game was actually the last game made for the jam. I thought I was going to play BitterSweet, but there's actually no game file here for me to play. So yeah, thank you very much for watching and liking and commenting. That's all the games in this jam. Bye!